Hello everybody and welcome back to some bonus content that I have for Banjo Kazooie. Delayed this video a little bit, but here I am. I'm going to do a couple of extras and also get some things that I missed in the game. So the first thing that you can do, and I'm pretty sure you can do this at any point in the game after you get to Treasure Trove Cove and you get the Jiggy from the Sandcastle. You can come to your house, go in first person view, and look at the portrait of Bottles. And he's going to tell you that it is a secret where you can complete puzzles and win mystery prizes. So, I saved this until last, but you can do these anytime that you'd like. There are going to be 6 puzzles in total, and each of them are going to increase in difficulty. So, Bottles is going to tell us how to do it, pick up pieces, put them in, you can also take them out. Later on, you'll have to change the direction of the pieces. As time goes on, these puzzles get more difficult, you get less time to do them, and you have to rotate pieces, and some of them are a real pain in the neck. So I've gone ahead and I've sped this up, just because it does take quite a bit of time to do this, and I figured you guys wouldn't want to watch a 25-minute video of me doing puzzles in slow-mo, but I've decided to leave these in just so you can see how I did them and where I put the pieces and things like that, because it's always going to be the same puzzles in the same order. So of course the first one is pretty easy, can be completed in about 20 or 30 seconds. And once you're finished, Bottles will tell you a word. In this case, Bottles bonus 1, because we did the first puzzle. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to complete levels 1 through 6, and then we'll put in the codes later. So, not too sure how I'm going to be able to commentate over this. This is post commentary, by the way. There was no way that I could do live commentary when trying to do these puzzles, because it does actually require a little bit of concentration. It really helps that you can actually see what's going on in the picture and you can see it move. It's really neat that the puzzles move, because if you're having a particularly hard time seeing something at that moment, the picture might move and it might make it easier for you to see where something goes. You know, for example, you can see Banjo moving, so you're going to know right away where those pieces go, because you can see where Banjo and Kazooie are. I made a bunch of dumb mistakes. You can see me trying to put pieces like anywhere I possibly could. But these first couple of ones are really not that difficult. The second one you don't have to turn the pieces or anything like that. And we now have our second code. If you do all of these puzzles, by the way, you also get an achievement for it, which is another incentive to do them if you feel like it. So now we're on to puzzle 3, and puzzle 3 is when you have to start flipping pieces. So I tried to do this puzzle one time without realizing that I had to flip pieces, and it was so bad because I tried to put in all these pieces and I just did not understand why nothing was fitting, and I was getting so mad. And then I realized that, hey dumbass, all these pieces are upside down, why don't you try flipping them? So that was a little embarrassing. But it's really nice with this room. They give you this in Rusty Bucket Bay because you can really just see like the blue carpet and put it all together. There's only a couple of colors, but this is when these start to get a little bit challenging. You're still given 99 seconds though, which is really nice. They haven't completely cut off your time. But as you can see, I'm still having a little bit of trouble trying to finish this in a timely manner. It gets really stressful when you're down to the last like 20 seconds or so and you realize that you have all these pieces left over. But I managed to finish it up with 8 seconds to spare. So you get Bottles bonus 3. Obviously these are going to go in order all the way up to 6. But I don't think that you can actually enter them until Bottles gives them to you. I've never actually tried. I don't really particularly use any of the bonuses he gives me, but I'll definitely be showing them off because they're kind of fun. But I've never actually tried to do that. Like if you knew what they were, Bottles bonus 1, Bottles bonus 2, etc., and you went to go put them in, I don't know if the game would register that you didn't actually learn them from Bottles or not. I'm not too sure. If anyone's tried that, you can let me know, but I like doing the puzzles. I do a lot of puzzles in real life too. Me and my roommates are just like obsessed with puzzles, and we put them in our house as decorations instead of buying paintings and stuff, which is so much cheaper. But I was surprised with how much difficulty some of these virtual puzzles are giving me. It's really difficult when all of the shadows get really, really intense, like when the whole puzzle is just black and it's really hard to tell where all the pieces go. Especially in a painting like this, where if it's focused on Nabnut and Banjo, it's really easy to figure out where the pieces go, but if it's not, then it's all just one color, pretty much. But that one's done. Nabnut eating his acorns. He should have saved some of those. We went through an awful lot of trouble to get those back. And level 5. These are when they start to get really, really frustrating. I cannot tell you guys. I went to go do these like my first time trying these for the first time in forever. And I failed at this puzzle so much, and I think it's because everything looks the same. Like the sides and the tops, the sides and the top especially, all look the same. They're all green and brown. It's a little easier when the turtles come on screen because you can just match up all the colors, but getting the background done, or the side pieces, were kind of challenging. If I was doing this puzzle, looking back on it, it's a lot easier to color match the notes and the turtles when they come up. Just take advantage of that, because it makes this puzzle a lot easier. And because I had a bit of practice, I was a bit more confident when I did this, when I was actually recording it. And I'm pretty sure I got it on my first try. And again, with these ones, you have to flip the pieces. Once you start flipping them, you don't go back. There's no point of return where you can go back to the easy puzzle days of non-flipping. But we're going to move on to the 6th one, and that is going to be our last puzzle for now. And this last puzzle is Mad Monster Mansion. This one I actually didn't find to be too bad. It's really nice because you've got lots of colorful stuff. You've got the notes, the flame, all of the pictures, and you've also got a little bit of distinction between colors. Again, the left side and the top are a little bit difficult to put together, especially when this puzzle gets really dark like it is right now, where that whole left side of the puzzle is just all black and you can't tell what is what. But luckily you still get 99 seconds to do this puzzle. And that should give you plenty of time. Just wait a couple seconds for the puzzle to move, and then hopefully that'll give you a better indication of what pieces to put where. Man, Banjo's getting his ass kicked by that painting monster. I forget what they're called now that I've not played this game in a while, but there we go. And I finished with 2 seconds, like just by the skin of my teeth I finished, which is just crazy. So the last one is Big Bottles bonus. So it's not Bottles bonus 1 through 6, it's 1 through 5, and then you get that last code. So he'll tell you that there's no more games for you to play, but he's a filthy stinking liar. However, we are going to worry about that later. I want to just go ahead and show off these codes that he's given us. So I've cut out a lot of me stomping on these tiles because it's tedious to watch. But Bottles bonus 1, ha ha ha, look at you. To change back, just type no bonus. So for your first bonus, you can make Banjo's head absolutely gigantic. You look like a bobblehead, and it is really super ridiculous. If you want to input a different code, by the way, you have to leave the sandcastle and you have to come back. I think you can do no bonus in the same trip, but if you were to do Bottles bonus 1 and then you wanted to do Bottles bonus 2, you actually have to leave and come back. So that's a bit of a pain, but the second one will give you big hands and big feet, which to me, the reason I don't really like these bonuses, I mean, they're really interesting and it's kind of cool that the game put this system in if you wanted to do something a little more interesting or make the game a little more goofy. But the reason that I don't like them is just because I find it really disorientating to really do anything. Bottles bonus 3 will make Kazooie huge, which isn't as big of a deal, but I find that when you have like big hands and big feet, it's a little bit harder to see what you're doing. This one to me is the most ridiculous one, especially when you do the Talon Trot. But it just makes Banjo super, super tall. I mean, does that not look ridiculous? It looks like they're like a suitcase, you know, the ones that you pull on wheels that have those long bodies. That's really silly. Alright, so this one will make everything huge. Every part of your body is the last code, which just looks ridiculous. So, I'm just showing off a bunch of different poses with all of these, just to see what they look like, but I'm not going to continue in the game with any of these bonuses, just because I think they are super silly. But anyhow, I'm going to go back in, and I'll show you guys the no bonus. We'll enter that in. And for some reason I didn't cut this out, so sorry, you'll have to watch me input the whole code. But you can see here when I'm inputting letters, you are so big that you're bigger than the tile, so it's really hard to tell if you're actually inputting the code. Luckily it lights up for you to indicate that you are, but I can imagine that'd be really frustrating, especially in a battle with Grunty, for example. I just think that would just make things really, really frustrating. So those are all the codes that Bottles gave us, basically all body transformations. And they can all be erased by using no bonus or combined by using Bottles' big bonus. So that is that. Now that we're done with the codes, I'm going to go and show off something that I actually missed in the Let's Play. Dark-Minded Sith actually pointed out to me that I missed a ding pot. This ding pot is really, really extremely hidden. It's in Click Clock Wood, just in the starting area. And as you can see in the little bit of tall grass here, there's a tunnel that's hidden underneath, and it wraps around the area. And if you activate this ding pot, it's going to take you to Clanker's Cavern. So it's actually a pretty useful ding pot in my opinion, because that is basically from the start of the lair all the way until the end of the lair, which is pretty neat. So you can see that the tunnel goes from one side of the big tree trunk to the other side. So that's one of the only things that I missed in the game for 100%, quote unquote. I didn't even realize it at the time of recording it. So yeah, it's good that somebody pointed that out to me, or else I totally would have missed it. And now that we have inputted all of the 6 codes, and I've done that, gone back to the lair, we're going to go back to my house, and if you talk to Bottles, he will tell you that he has a 7th puzzle, a secret 7th puzzle. So this one is pretty difficult. It took me a couple tries. They only give you 75 seconds for this. It's the beehive in Click Clock Wood. All the colors look the exact same. Even when the picture rotates, it can be kind of hard to figure out what goes where. But once you look at this long enough, or you try enough times in a row, you will definitely figure out where all the pieces go. So, luckily I managed to do this, I think just in the nick of time once again. Just putting in my last little pieces here, with 4 seconds to spare. And then you can see there that the 20 Gamerscore achievement came up. So, he is going to give us the code Wishy Washy Banjo. And we can enter that in Treasure Trove Cove. And this is another transformation type code. What's interesting about this is that it actually alludes to Banjo-Tooie. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but you do see this transformation in Banjo-Tooie. That much bad magic. Washer not as good as bear. Don't come bawling to Mumbo if can't get through all worlds. So, you actually literally turn into a washing machine, and I think this is gotta be the most depressed looking washing machine I've ever seen in my life. Look at Banjo's poor little eyeballs. What's interesting about this transformation is you actually have all of your moves that you would have as Banjo and Kazooie. So you can do the Wonder Wing, you can jump, you can do the Talon Shot, you can punch, you can do ground pounds. Like, you can do all of these things, but it's kind of glitchy. You can see, like, I'm glitching through walls and things like that. I'm clipping through invisible walls. So it's not a code that was really meant for the game, and like Mumbo said, you won't be able to get through all the worlds. So it's just kind of, again, an interesting sort of transformation type thing for, you know, shits and giggles, but that's about all it's good for. So that is all of the extra kind of bonus things that I wanted to show off. The last couple things that people had pointed out to me is the game over screens. On this file, I've completed the game, so you just get this boring, you know, game over screen, and that's it. However, there's a really cool game over screen that you get in the main game before you beat Gruntilda and before you save 2D. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to load up one of the files I haven't quite beaten yet. I'm going to exit the game. You get a game over anytime that you exit. So go ahead and exit the game. And we get to see a little cutscene here. Banjo's game ends in my tower. Turn it up. I need full power. Yes, your Grunty ship transformation soon be complete. Help me, Banjo. I feel all funny. Baron Bird finish. Grunty wins. And you actually get to see the transformation, and I gotta say, transformation worked pretty well. Grunty is a babe. Look at Grunty, she's a beauty. I'm much prettier than Tooty. Oh, you are, mistress. Grunty, nice. Come back to Mumbo's skull, yes? And then you see what happens to Tooty. So this is what happens if you don't free your sister. So it's interesting that you actually see it every time you get a game over screen. So didn't show that the whole Let's Play, but some people had said that they wanted to see it or that I didn't show it off. So thanks again to people who pointed that out to me as well. That's all for bonus features. I might do a video on stop and swap stuff later on, in which case that will be coming up hopefully soon. If there's anything else you guys want to see or anything you think I missed, then let me know, and thanks for watching.